What's poppin', y'all, and welcome back to I Do It Myself. So, yo, today is Thursday. Yes, we getting extra episodes because I'm feeling energetic, you feel me? If you wishing for it, don't wait for it. That's the biggest thing I want to tell y'all today. If you wishing for it, don't wait for it. Go out there. You know, you got to manifest and you got to go get it. If you pray, you got to go out there and put in the work. So don't just be thinking that you're going to just randomly hit the lotto, even though you can possibly hit the lotto. But don't just think that that's how life is going to offer its fruit to you. Today we talking about Drake, but we also talking about Ebro. So I don't know if y'all seen this, but there's this video that's circulating all over social media right now. And Ebro is calling Drake a sickness. And what's wrong with the game? Let's watch the video or whatever, and then we're gonna come back to it.
Is not that important. The reason Drake's in this is because he is a sickness in the game. It could have been any artist. It's what Drake represents. We've been saying this for months. People love Drake. They love his music. We love his music. He's beloved. He's not willing to go rip his soul from the bottom and do ayahuasca and look himself in the mirror as Kendrick had prescribed to him. On what song was that? Euphoria? No.
Seems like it's about Drake, but continue.
No, but it's about what the game.
So that's kind of crazy, right? I mean, the reason Drake is in this because he's a sickness in the game. He's not willing to rip his soul from the bottom and go do ayahuasca and look himself in the mirror like Kendrick prescribed. It's about what the game does to someone that's trying to dominate it. All right, hold up. You over there, hold up. You hold up, y'all hold up. What the fuck is we talking about here, bro? What are we talking about? Yes, the nigga lost the battle. He lost the battle so bad that he went into a legal dispute with the label. We don't condone that. But a sickness in the game for a person who's trying, what the game does to somebody, to a person that's trying to dominate it. Come on now, Ebro. Come on, bro. Now, this is the thing when it comes to Ebro. I don't know Ebro personally. I know him in passing. I've been working in the music industry for some time. You know what I mean? He's always showed me love and respect, gave me some game as well. You know what I'm saying? But I just think that this is like completely ridiculous. I seen Punch say something about how social media might have been the wrong idea. And when I see people say things like this, this is what I think of. Because Ebro has a lot of influence. I mean, he ain't got more influence than Drake, right? But Ebro has a ton of influence. And when I see him say something like this, it's a little bit troublesome and bothersome. Yes. Drake has done a lot of fuck shit, right? And I'm talking about post the battle. You know what I mean? I don't know what the nigga do in his spare time. You know what I mean? But in this battle, post the battle, you know what I mean? They got into it. I know we said that we thought that this was going to end, but it's never going to end. Kendrick came with like that. Push-ups, tailor-made, Euphoria, Family Matters, Meet the Grams. No, 616 in LA. Meet the Grams, Not Like Us, Heart Part 6. Look, he lost the battle. But are we now, listen, why he do shit that I don't agree with? I don't hate this nigga. You want to know why I don't hate him? Because I don't know him. He ain't never did nothing to me personally or professionally. I can honestly say he ain't never did nothing to me professionally or personally that's hurt my reputation, taking $1 out of my pocket or taking $1 out of anybody around me pocket. But we're not going to sit here and pretend as if because we like Kendrick's music and we love this run that he's going on and we love that what he's been doing, that we wasn't jamming to none of this nigga Drake music. Like now we just going to forget the fact that like we loved So Far Gone. We loved Thank Me Later and Take Care and Nothing Was the Same. And If You Reading This Is Too Late and What a Time to Be Alive and all the features and all the moments that's been created just because one of our favorite rappers thrashed this nigga, beat him brutally in a battle. Beat him so bad that the nigga had to make a hoodie with bullet holes in it and let smoke come out of it to basically publicly acknowledge, yeah, I got killed. That's what he did. But I just, like, Now, Ebro, like I said, like Ebro, he's a person of influence. But there's people who have differences with Ebro for many different reasons. I mean, he's a Cali guy, came to New York, became a program director on a New York-based station. I know it's hip-hop and all of that, but I don't know of any New York people that's going to... New York people are spread out all over. There's a ton of New York people in Atlanta. There's a ton of... Even for myself, I'm a New York guy, and I came down to Atlanta and worked for Quality Control Music when there's possibly 1,000 other people that feel like they deserve the job over me. But I will say, and that's not no slight to Ebro neither, but I will say, like, bro, to say that he's a sickness is just ridiculous, man. I mean, come on. Just say that you don't like the nigga. Just say you always wanted to fight him, or you always wanted to put your hands on him. Like I never liked this nigga. You know what I mean? You pretty motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? The New Jack City, you know, with Kareem Akbar, never liked you anyway, pretty motherfucker. Say that. While I do acknowledge that Kendrick, you know, is having a great run, and for all the people who are not Kendrick fans, it's so many people I gotta put them on to and be like, yo, Kendrick was a big artist way before this. Big artist, not a little artist. Hit records, multi-platinum records that had nothing to do with this and Drake. Is this run a byproduct or a chapter in the story? Absolutely, it's a chapter in the story. But is Kendrick Lamar defined as an artist by this battle with Drake? By no means. I mean, even for academics who might utter some shit like that, academics itself publicly acknowledged Damn, publicly acknowledged To Pimp a Butterfly, publicly acknowledged Good Kid, Mad City. So people know what's up. It's cool, yo. It's cool to big your person up, but but to say that, that is just crazy. Cause now I just feel like niggas is just saying what comes to mind. Also with this whole rip his soul from the bottom. What do you know about this nigga personally, bro? What do you know about him personally? I know it's public. Yeah, we know the public shit. But what do you know about this nigga personally where you feel like he got to go see a shaman and and bare his soul? Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, what the fuck is we talking about nowadays? What is going on? What's going on? Is this shit rap and entertainment, or are we about personal development and all of that? Now, there's a tweet that Ebro put up, and he says, the inability to admit excessive materialism, excessive partying in women, and not evolving from your 25/30-year-old self is a sickness. Bro, that's what hip hop is. Hip hop is always like now, like what I don't like about hip hop is that we got too many fucking crossing guards and hallway monitors. It's way too many. Hip hop has always been this place that people would love to say expression. Expression, expression, expression. You know how many girls I grew up with that know the song Ain't No Fun If the Homies Can't Have None? And if the song comes on right now and we in a public function, people is going to dance and they're going to have a good time and they're going to sing a song about a man telling a chick, this ain't going to work out if none of my homies can't get none of this. And all the girls I grew up with, they love the song. You want to know why? Because it was just a song. It was just entertainment. It's just music. Now, there are people who their path in music is a different path. And we respect that and we love that. Facts. We ain't going to dispute that. We respect that shit and we love it. But everybody is not on the same path. And I think that, like, the problem that everybody has with Drake, including myself, is we always wanted him to be what we wanted him to be. I think, like, you look at entertainers and you know, they say that comparison is the thief of joy. But you're gonna get compared to anybody. If you do something at a certain type of level and people enjoy it, they're gonna compare you to whomever they think is great or good at that craft or whatever it is. Michael Jordan and LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. I mean, Kobe literally, and Kobe, my favorite player, literally mimicked Michael Jordan, and LeBron James. And LeBron James been doing it for the longest that he's possibly been, but he'll never have the 6 for 6. So that does diminish how people look at him, right? I think when it comes to Drake, people looked at his skill set, his ability, and said, oh, nah, this nigga could possibly, if he really wanted to, he could make something better than Blueprint. And that's like the bar in a lot of people's minds. And I'm talking about back in 2011, 2010. Excluding oh, man, if he could just stop singing. Oh, man, if he could just stop. And don't get me wrong, while we all have our own personal feelings and wants from our favorite artists, these niggas still got to go be who they want to be, regardless to what anybody feels. They want to satisfy their fans. They want to satisfy the critics and all of that. And they get into that self-serving shit. And some of them like drift off their path, but they got to be who they are themselves. I just think that like, if I mean, damn, bro, damn. Old elders have always borrowed from youth. Wow, I don't know why Drake is wearing them big ass moose boots. I'll just keep it 1,000. What the hell is them shits, bro? Like what is that? Like that's, you went from Nocta and Nike and Air Maxes and Jordans to these weird ass Buffalo moose knuckle boot, whatever that shit is, bro. I don't know what it is. I don't agree with that. But I'd be like, oh, he a Canadian nigga. And maybe that's not fair to some Canadians. I just haven't spent that much time in Canada. I only been there for 3 days. No, 2 days. 1 day, really. Yeah, 1 day for real. Because I left the next day I went. But what is like, we are so entitled as a society that even with this Kendrick Lamar performance, as great as this performance was, because I think it was a great performance. Do I think it was groundbreaking and the most? I wasn't looking for that. Maybe years later, it might grow to that. Like people say, a classic needs to be judged over time. But I really enjoyed myself. And all I seen all week is everybody talking about what it wasn't. I've never seen people talk about what something was or wasn't, people's set list, what they could have or should have or would have done, like right now. Like Kendrick Lamar said, he's not your savior. You know what I'm saying? Future makes some of the greatest music to me. I probably listen to Future more than mad niggas, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, I love Future music, bro. And I'm not talking about the club shit, you know what I mean? Because people always try to reduce Future to like this club rapper, like he only makes songs for the club. I always give this analogy, like DMX got a lot of songs that rang off in the club, but he never was a club rapper. But he had a knack for saying some shit that or rhyming on beats that just made that translated. You feel me? And I'm not calling Future DMX by no means. They're two totally different artists and two totally different eras, two totally different like landscapes of hip hop, all of that. But Future, you know what I mean? And Ebro even said, he said, Future really won 2024. I mean, if you listen to the context of Future's music, it's still the same context. It's better beats, better flows, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, he stays in the pocket of who we know him to be. He stays in that space, and we love that. So how the hell could Future win 2024 and his music content has been pretty much the same to a certain degree? To a certain degree, because Future does have depth. You know what I mean? Future does have depth. He does have depth. Like he's one of the artists. Fez did a sweep. It's so many records. It's so many records that you could look at from Future and be like, no, he was saying some real shit there. You know what I mean? Like, and it just makes me wonder. Like, it really makes me wonder, why are we so entitled? Why are we so spoiled? You know what I mean? Like, why are we, like, on demand has turned into life. And I did, you know, I can honestly say, like, as a fan, I expected certain things out of Drake as an artist. But then I started to realize, oh, he's not going to be that guy that I want him to be. And he don't give a fuck about him being what I want him to be. He is what he is. Now, he ain't better than Jay-Z to me. Jay-Z's my favorite artist of all time. I mean, my top 5, I did my top 5 Dead or Alive with what was that? With BET a couple years ago. And my top 5 was Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie, Kendrick Lamar, and Lil Wayne. And like, I just like, people gotta stop, man. People gotta stop. Well, look, aside from that, Future and Drake are dropping their album, Some Sexy Songs for You, on OVO Sound's website. The album is up for download, so that tells me it's probably not going to be on DSPs. And the download is not available outside of the US or Canada, and the price is $8. So we all know that he's going through this public dispute with Universal Music Group. They're not going to let him put shit out while he's suing them. Who knows what that future lies for him in that realm. But this is going to be extremely interesting to see how this plays out. You have like what people still credit as the biggest artist in the game. You know what I mean? He's the biggest artist. He's the biggest artist. He ain't the hottest by far. He's not the hottest by far. He's not the hottest, but he still is a big artist. And he's charging $7.99 for an album. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But what also tells me is that he won't be getting any DSP support, even if it does go through, because he sued Spotify, or he was petitioning to sue Spotify. That got thrown out. But he alleged Spotify had done a few things, you know what I'm saying? And then also, he is going through this thing with Ebro, feels like he's a sickness, and Ebro is a guy over at Apple. I don't know if he runs playlists, but he does have some influence. All right, y'all. This is I Do It Myself. Thursday episode, extra for y'all. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. For the ones that rock me, you know how we doing. For the ones that don't, eventually will. I will catch y'all on Friday.